Hey, how's everybody doing today? This is Big Chonis. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while since we've been together, and I want to tell you a little bit about my trip to Las Vegas at the Unconfiscatable Tone Vase Convention. It was a great time. I learned a lot. Interesting things opened my eyes and my ears, and happy to discuss that with you. And then we can definitely check in on some Bitcoin price action because let's face it, interesting times these are. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so listen, we got the 1 hour chart up here, and we were watching our break basically happen over the weekend. I was in the airport watching this begin to break down here, and we were basically seeing the chance for this other retest of our December lows of the low 3,000, 3,250 area here. I'm on the Coinbase chart. I'm on the hourly here. And, the obvious talk this morning or into last night was on my channel here for a moment here because we broke out of it. Broke out of it because we completed this mini. I don't have my labels anymore. This mini, where are we here? There we go. There we go. This little mini inverse head and shoulder here that was spotted by several people. And we were able to break our neckline on these wicks here, but we're still riding our neckline because our follow-up volume on this little break here is kind of lackluster. And we can see on the 1 hour, this red line here, my MA 200, we can see how we were battling it, had a breakthrough of it, and then a firm rejection once again. And it's trending lower here, currently at 35.10 and falling. So over the next couple hours, be interesting to see how close the price action can get, if it can get to this falling MA 200, which we can see on the hourly has been pretty accurate for stopping these price actions here. Now I'm going to get rid of my 200. If I can see it here, there we go. Oh, that's not my 200. What am I talking about here? There we go. And I want to bring up my Bollinger Bands here because we use our Bollinger Bands to basically interpret areas where we're oversold or overbought based on our spread of the Bollingers as well as the price action below it or above it. So on our hourly chart, I'm still on a lower time frame here. We basically see we were able to break through this lower BB on a 9 here and then go sideways again, tighten our BBs, break through once again, and that second support, higher low, without touching our lower Bollingers here has allowed our price action to use the middle BB as support and ride the upper BB higher. Once again, spreading a little wider here. Don't get too carried away with these breaks on the upper BB. We see the wicks. We see that there's sellers every time this breaks out here. But we're expanding with a little bit of a bullish sense here. And at least we know that our middle Bollinger for now is holding support, 34.20. Okay, so if we come back down there, we want to test that area. Short term, we want to see it hold basically. Trying to keep this higher low pattern very short term over the last day or so engaged, because overall what's really happening here. So let's get rid of my Bollingers for a moment here and clean the chart up, and let's bring up basically some horizontals, because that's kind of what I'm watching for now. We spent so many days, I think every day I was in Vegas, the price action was basically at 35.50, and we spent so many days in that area to now break it and to lose it as that support. Let me go right to 35.50, like right there. And that's literally our mean line between our resistance, our support. We hugged it, we broke out of it, we came back to retest it, we lost it, and then we back tested it and got our firm rejection. So I think we can agree that 35.50 was our important area to hold in this range that wanted us to go higher. We broke bearishly into it, so now our 35.50 area, I see that as very strong resistance now, and basically that's our new range. I remember talking about how boring the price action was, and basically anything below 3,700 is kind of noise. Anything above the 3,480 area was kind of noise, because that was our lower wick here. This was where we were finding support, 3,500 just below. So until we break either of those up or down, that's basically what we were waiting for to get interested. Now we didn't go up, but we definitely broke our down. It's basically like right here. And now that's where we're interested now. So we did have that bearish break of our long-term range. And by long-term, we were in this range for almost 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks ranging, finding basically any break of 3,500 was being bought up. And now that trend for now has failed to reciprocate. So another retest of this $3,500 area, potentially as high as 3,550, is definitely still possible in this this correction here. But we also have a couple other angles of interest here. We do have an angle of resistance here. It corresponds with our wick 3760, our wick 3660. And that could bring our price action something like this, where we hit it and get that triple rejection. We do see this a lot in Bitcoin. We break, okay, we come down, and we try and continue to retest the sloping diagonal resistance line that continues to be consistent in this momentum here. Either way, we're still showing 3530, 3550 area as that pretty strong resistance and continuing this bear trend, because what happens was our bounce, I'm going to go to a higher time frame here. Let's go to my 4 hour. Our bounce that we had back here mid-December, okay, that took our price action all the way up from 3K to 4K, this $1,000 move of Bitcoin. That was a momentum that was able to be charged by how bearish we actually fell and how low across the board all of our indicators are. We had the bounce, we had that ball finding that support, that spring loading release. Okay, and that momentum pushed not only Bitcoin up, but the alt market as well. We're able to use the Bitcoin's bullish / ranging properties to put money flow into those alts. If we fast forward now almost a month, and every time we've tried to continue this bullish momentum, they've been failed rallies. Lower highs, 44, 42, 41, 37, 36, okay? The trend continues to continue, and it's so hard to really have any kind of bullish bias that we're going to retest, the 4K, even $4,400 area. It took this massive bearish move in Bitcoin, okay? We were too early here, okay, but not here, to create this kind of a bounce, okay, where we made almost a 30% move in Bitcoin. What's the next catalyst that's going to give us this higher low, higher high potential, where we can find support in this area here? And listen, for now, I don't see this just V bottom spiking up. I think the best case for that potential is some sort of a curve, okay, where we're slowly able to range but build momentum. And the key to all of this is to not lose the 3K. We have to hold this higher low pattern, okay, to keep this going consistent, okay, with the sentiment that for now we are able to find a bottom in this area here. Now, I don't believe we have found a bottom in here. I've put out video. I've mentioned it many times that I think we're going into the twos, and we can definitely look at the price action, the very short-term, limited, mind you, price action we have in the 2K range, is because Bitcoin was so was in there for such a short amount of time, so we're seeing that that potential still take place in the long run here. And on the short run here, all we're just looking for is some sort of a consistency in holding the higher low from our December lows. This entire move, the biggest thing that's been extremely suspect is our volume profile. Okay, we can just stair step this down, getting lower and lower and lower. Any of our bigger bear spikes here after our bounce, okay, and after this first initial impulse wave higher, okay, is just basically selling off, realizing the market who we're holding here, you know what, this doesn't have the Momo to go higher at this level here. So we're still testing to see if there's buyers here and the sentiment is strong here. The problem is our volume profile is really just so weak on the 4 hour. Go up to my 6 hour chart here. You know, I mean, it's such a clear situation here. We need to break this trend of these lower highs in our volume profile and at least have that not be bearish volume. Because so far, all of these lower wicks, which have a little bounce, okay, are sold off and basically lower highs and then lower lows begin to transpire here. So I want to draw a couple things in what I'm seeing here. I want to start with my parallel, and there's, well, it's still, we don't have enough data yet to determine if this is going to be some giant falling wedge. It's kind of on my mind right now. We're just not there yet in terms of the data profile. I'd like to see us, really lose certain key areas here. I'm feeling something like this, because what this would do would cascade us basically down, to retest those lower 3K ranges here. Any wick breaking this for now is basically considered for me a FOMO wick, this one being said here. So just using the candle bodies as a whole, I can even go up a little higher here and a little higher here. Okay, and we're actually putting in on our bodies here these tightening wedge, where the break of this is a basically a bear trap, and the break on the upside is a bull trap until proven otherwise. Now, as we watch this facilitate through, this can get a lot tighter as we head into February. Now, for those of us that have been in crypto for at least over a year, you guys basically remember February 6th, 5th, 6th area. We can go back there and revisit that. It was basically not that wick. There we go. It was this wick, this guy right here. And I remember watching this very clearly. It was another sleepless night in the price action of Bitcoin about a year ago, where we basically, this is on the daily, we were at 8,000, and a day and a half later we were at 6,000, breaking it. And this date was February 6th. So we are coming on the year anniversary of this incredible bearish capitulation cascade waterfall that produced a more significant bullish bounce here. Okay, something similar would be needed to get a similar effect. Okay, the fallout, the floor falling out of the price action in order to get that slingshot bounce V bottom effect, in order to basically get our price action that much higher here. Now, it's so hard to continue with any sense of a bullish stance, not only just with our volume being so lackluster, but of all these new resistance levels that we've been able to put in for failing to achieve higher level prices. I want to start on the daily once again with my EMAs. I like to use my EMA 12 and 26. Okay, so we see where we're able to spread out significantly bearishly here. The distance between them, the spread ratio of your EMAs, okay, whether you're using the 5 and the 10, the 7 and the 30, the 8 and the 13, the farther apart they are, it's about extremes. It's about moves outside of the standard deviation. Here is an example of that, where we're going so bearish, and on the extreme, on basically its most widest point of the distance from each other, was able to mark a turning point where the market just basically said uncle, and that was a good move there for the bulls to step in. We were ranging, waiting for that bull cross to happen, and it did. And it was very short-lived. And now we're once again spreading out our EMAs on the inverse, on the bearish side. So what do we see? Well, our initial test of our EMA 26, okay, we got through it intraday, but we're not able to close above. A second test hit it right on the nose. Okay, more actually, it didn't hit it. It was a little short by a couple of bucks. But we see that the bulls were losing that momentum there. And of course, this candle here was pretty nasty as it was. Volume declining, and then we basically see our bear volume begin to increase there. We're still looking near term EMA 12, 35.17 and falling. We see how our price action was hitting it on the wicks here, not able to get above. It will be near term resistance. A break of that, our purple line EMA 26, still a formidable force as we basically see all of the rest of January after this bear break. It's been very strong resistance. And listen, it took us a while to build the momentum to get above it. Failing it allows us to reset that once again. Time was not on our side in this circumstance here because we're just already proven that the bulls above $3,700, $3,800, it's just not a sustainable area for the time being. I want to close my EMA 12 and 26. I'm going to go to my Bollingers, but before I do that, I want to shout out to 128 of my closest friends joining me today on this very cold January 30th, Wednesday. Hope you guys are staying warm out there. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Dragon? What's up, Jay Stroud, my friend? What's up, Jonas? What's up, High and Scable? What's up, Jeanette Crispo? What's up, Johnny Blasco? What's up, Andre? What's up, DMCW 1982? What's up, Darius? Hello, Tone Loke. Dominus. What's up, Jizzy Mac? What's up, Peter? How are you? What's up, Baron 2K? Donnie Blasco. What's up, Trading is Fun? What's up, SS Swartz? Many things are notable today, my friend. What's up, JF Airplane? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Joe? What's up, Tariq? What's up, Mahmood? What's up, No Ho? What's up, Claire D? What's up, Beetlejuice? What's up, Ilya? Thank you guys so much for watching me and joining me today. Make sure you give me some thumbs up, okay? 126 you guys. We should see 126 thumbs up, right? Remember to do that. Remember to follow me on Twitter and follow me on YouTube as well. All right, so I teased you with my Bollinger Bands. Let's get into it. Now, listen, yesterday's close. I put a tweet about this. This is our first closing candle outside of our lower Bollinger since this guy right here. This guy was right on it, but this guy right here, November 20th. So it's been almost over 2 months since we closed outside of our lower Bollinger here. Now, it was nice to basically now our daily is trying to get back into it, trying to close back into it, right? And we're kind of see if we can get the price action to close into it, because this is such an important situation here. We see how our lower Bollinger support held with a lower low price action, but we didn't touch it here. We're able to break through our middle BB, break through our upper BB, upper wicks, intraday breakthrough. But the second time we did that, after holding our middle Bollinger for quite a while here, we could only touch it just to the T. We could not break through it, showing that bulls were losing momentum. This is why I love using my Bollinger Bands so much. Okay, we found that support here. Okay, now we're seeing that middle rejection, and pretty strong one there. Second attempt, middle Bollinger rejection. Okay, double attempt there. You just knew we were going back to our lower Bollinger, and sure enough, 2 days later there was our lower Bollinger test, and then finally break and close below. Now our BBs on our daily, they're actually still pretty tight. They're actually still pretty tight. So this can still go in either direction here. We can still find a little support, try and retest our middle BB. We know how strong of a resistance it is here and here. 35.66-ish and falling but leveling. And we see our upper BB at $3,700 sideways dead stick here. And again, we're talking about these lower highs making lower areas of resistance. Even if we're able to find some support and get a little bigger higher, we're definitely not seeing the continuation as of yet, because our volume profile suggests that's what's going on. Take a look here at a couple other indicators. This is our daily RSI, okay? Always talk about how important it is. We want to be over 50. We are not over 50. We are in this 30s area. Now, I put a tweet out about this last night, how this triple bottom test here of this support, boom, 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 Okay, we were touching it last night. We had our little bounce here, so that's good. Okay, that's something to hold on to. We're still in our 30s. We want to get up to our 50s, and we see how strong this resistance is. 34, 50. 354 area when we're actually able to get up there and test it. So even if we're able to get back up there, it's still going to be a strong area of resistance if we want to break through. But that's such a long story away because we can't even get out of the 30s in our RSI right now. Now, our stochastic on our daily, we were able to get almost a bottom here of our leader. Our trailer still angled bearishly here, and I don't know if these are going to interact very well. I'm actually looking for both of these to come full pancake, if you will, one more time, because this bounce, this support in this area here, it's still super weak. And as closer, I've said this before, the closer we get to 3130, okay, the more buyers are going to wait to see how we interact with that area. First test here of our MACD. Are we going to cross bullish? No. Rejection. Hockey puck off the sides. Rejected. Okay, spreading our angle there, and we're starting to have a triple day here of our bearish histograms. But we're still very tight here. Again, I say this can go either way because we're still close enough to our zero line, close enough to our histogram zero line to basically say, okay, we can still range here before the market does choose that direction. Remember, time above, time below matters. We had 17 bars low, followed by a couple bars up. Actually, this was more than this. Did we get lower there? Yeah, we did. Those are negative, negative. So it was here. We did 32 days on the positive. Let's do a count now. See how many days we are on the negative. Date. There we go. Date range. Day 19 in the negative. So that's interesting. So we're getting a little exhausted in our negative, even though our negative is so just on the money there. We see this is more of a trend, this is more of a trend, this is more of a range. Let's go here. Yeah, now this is as bad as we've seen our OBV oscillator in several weeks here. We were hugging our line here for quite a while, and we basically broke through it bearishly quite significantly there. Now we're still putting in a higher low profile than our previous breaks. Obviously, these were nasty breaks here. We're seeing that consistency hold with at least somewhat of a higher low here. But again, we know the mountain we want to build, and right now we're in the canyon, we're in the trough. This is an indicator I haven't talked about too much, but I kind of want to bring it into play here. If I can pull it up, there we go. It's called TDIGM, and basically it uses kind of a Bollinger Band with these EMA indicators with different lagging things here. I use the 21, 34, 7, and the 2. And basically what this is it's almost like the way I would use EMAs, but I'm overlapping them on a Bollinger Band. So I'm not only seeing for bull crosses or bear crosses with our EMAs, I'm also referencing where they are in reference to the upper or lower Bollinger Band, as well as the width of the Bollinger Bands, and of course our middle BB as well. So what do we see, and what is this chart, or what does this indicator kind of tell us here? Let me see if I can go thicker. Yeah, let's get this thing really thick. I can see it better. There we go. Okay, so a couple things here. As you can see, the green is our leading indicator. It's going to move the fastest. Our red is our trailer. Okay, now in our big bearish move here, when our Bollingers were very wide, we see our green came outside of our lower BB. Our red, not so much. Really, we did not want to lose that lower BB support. When our green was finally able to get back in, here was our bull cross. We tackled our middle Bollinger for a while, and thusly on the bullish upside, our green can get outside of our upper BB, but our red one, not so much. Really doesn't like to get outside of there in the extreme, okay? We found support on our middle BB, so where are we at now? Well, we have our green breaking through a very tight BB spectrum here. Come down here right there, okay, and that is showing us there that, okay, our green comes out, we've seen that before, trying to come back in. Our red, okay, is still very neutral here and actually still has running room on either side. If we break bearish here, keep an eye on the red not get outside of the lower BB like it doesn't really want to do. I don't think we're going to have this profile once again because we had so much running room to break bearish here. However, we're still very tight here. So I keep saying, even though we're in a tremendous bearish mood here, this can still go either way because we haven't lost the chance of retesting these upper areas. So a cool thing to keep an eye on is called TDIGM. And it just allows me to get a sense of the extremes, like I use with all sorts of other indicators, extreme on the down, extreme on the up. And if we're holding a circumstance where if our green normally is above our red, that's a bullish posture. Right now, our green is below our red, also below our lower BB. So this is saying bearish on the daily. It's saying slightly bullish on the 12-hour because we did have this cross here, and you see how low the green got out there. We didn't break our lower BB. It's showing bullish on the 6-hour, but we're getting to hit our middle Bollinger very quickly here, and we see how that can act as resistance there. And the 4-hour, as low as I'll go, we're starting to lose that momentum. We were able to get above the middle BB on the 4, but we see our red trailer getting closer to it. So there's near-term resistance there. So something interesting to keep an eye on there as well. And the way it uses the Bollingers, I really enjoy that. A couple things here I want to look at as well. This is our CMF. Now, this did something interesting yesterday. This shot up. I don't really know how I want to read this because normally we're looking for money flow coming in, but this can go either way here. This can kind of go either side where you actually have the money is coming. Remember, for every seller there's a buyer. Okay, so this was interesting here in the sense that we saw the CMF rise, but we saw the OBV tank. So people were dumping Bitcoin, but there was also some money coming in scooping it up. I don't know how strong this was, but this move here in the CMF is notable, and the fact that we're above our zero line is also notable. Now, last time we were able to get up here, we literally hit our strong resistance right here. Going to make that red because look how close we are to it once again. And we see where our bullish move last time ended and how far we are from it now. Not very far at all. So that's going to be something to consider when we're watching to see how much more money flow we have in this here. Quickly with the OBV, okay, a little buy up here, a little buy up. We do find support here. So we broke that, coming back, breaking through that. So this is an area here of a little bit of history. And then after that, we can really just fall through to our November lows here. But once again, it's a higher low, but this was a pretty steep sell-off with just losing, we're down, what, $100 from where we were basically all of last week, and the OBV really took a diver there. So that's ominous. That's a very bearish sign. I do not like that. Quickly want to talk about longs and shorts here. This is our ratio, our longs and shorts ratio here. We were seeing a spread quite significant. It's been tightening over the past couple of weeks. Longs are rising, shorts are rising. Now we're getting a little interesting here because this is what we like to see in terms of that chance for one side getting a little too, let's say, ahead of its skis, or basically, kind of a little too fast on the bearish side, too fast on the bullish side. But I like when they're both moving together, okay, because it shows that one of these guys is going to be on the wrong side of this trade, and we're actually going to see something more of a significant move because of that. And for that, let's pull up our longs and our shorts, and let's see, is anything crazy? Ooh, look at that XRP. We'll take a look at that in just a moment there. BTC longs. And let's do split screen. BTC shorts. Beautiful. Okay, so look at our longs over the past 3 days. Boom, boom, boom. 3 white, soldiers rising. Look at our shorts with this little inverse HNS. Okay, flag, break, breakout. Okay, breaking above the Bollinger on the daily. Very strong shorts are rising. Very strong longs are rising. Okay, now shorts have more running room here. Shorts are at 27,000 Bitcoin contracts. Longs are at 30, almost 31,000. Okay. Now, this is still building, I think. I think we're still building here. I think we're waiting for more price action to see, because right now, both sides are loading into this here. And one of them is going to be off guard. Now, what is inducing this? Because what we have here, and this is interesting. Ooh, that's also interesting too. What we have here is a little bit of a bullish pop in Bitcoin. Okay, the shorts loaded into that, and the longs were loading into that. We also, interesting diagonal resistance there as well, and interesting diagonal resistance there as well. So I'm basically seeing the shorts looking like they want to rise, the longs looking like they want to rise. And if Bitcoin goes up more, I actually think the shorts, we're going to see them rise as well. So going a bullish Bitcoin, both of these will continue to rise. A bearish Bitcoin, the shorts will definitely continue to rise. And the longs so far have been pretty much looking for that bounce. You know, they're looking for that bounce. They rode that all the way up. They had to capitulate a couple times here, and now they're trying to find that bounce here, and they've actually risen significantly higher in the past couple days here than the price action would suggest they've actually should be going here. So that's notable. We have what we have a $100 move in Bitcoin the past 3 days. We have a 10% rise in the shorts. So the shorts are getting a little frothy right here, and as we get closer to par, be interesting to see if the price action reflects that. Let's go back. Oh, I just want to bring up something real fast. There's only one short here that's pumping hard. I'll look at ZRX on both sides. XRP has been shorting like crazy on XRP's pop today. We can take a look at that as well. So, and then we have U.S. equities are having a continuation here. As well, I don't really know how this potentially translates to Bitcoin, but you definitely see, Apple with this really nice candle here in the overall DJI. Couple things of interest here. We've broken through our 1, 2, 3, 6 extension of our first wave impulse here. We're also hitting through a combo 13 here, just breaking out. And this was our resistance on, where is it? Boom. Yeah. So check out the MA200 on the daily Dow chart and how we are hitting up against it once again. I expect this to get rejected. We might close above it, okay, with another blow off candle and then down. But we're also seeing our descending line here. And we're just kind of right on it, like right on it there, okay? So this is an area here where we're expecting to find that rejection, okay? If we can get above it and back test it, we can look for continuation. Why am I talking about this? Because having a strong Dow, I feel having a strong U.S. stock market is bullish for crypto. It allows the wealth effect, okay, to disperse funds into crypto. We know that there was some interesting news with Fidelity, basically saying they're prepared to do a full crypto conservator desk coming in March or April, where more of their institutional investors can buy and hold Bitcoin with them. That's a very bullish sign for the overall crypto market. I don't necessarily see how it translates into price action, but I think overall it's good for the overall health of the market and just the viability of it as a whole for the long term. A couple things here. Our weekly candle we closed out a couple days ago. Okay, we're still watching how close we are to the interaction between our MA200. MA200, very strong area of support. We had a very nice bounce from it. We got hell close yesterday, and we closed the week out looking for that support. I think we're going to hit it again. I do. I'm going to hit it again. Maybe find a little bounce if we break it again, just like we did here. What's scary is that it can become a very strong resistance level if we don't find that bounce there. And that's what's scary, because we could really be interpreting, okay, a major support becoming a major resistance. We know how major the support is because we had the bounce on it to prove it, okay? But the major resistance is notable if we break it, because this is a mega one. We don't want to lose our MA 200, especially on our weekly chart, our higher time frame. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Um, you know, I've been looking to find what are the bullishly divergencing coins. We were watching Litecoin be a leader in terms of it had its first move, its first breakout a little bit before Bitcoin did. Ethereum retesting that 100 area once again, the century mark. I put a couple tweets out about this. My main one, I did this a couple days ago. Okay, wanting to find support on Bitcoin or at the 786. We did that. Danger zone, must hold. Okay, we're right there, and we're holding it right now. And that could bring us for another retest of our declining line there. So this is definitely still into play. And normally we could say, okay, it's a falling wedge. Can be a bullish pattern. Um, Normally they can be, and basically coinciding with this area of the 786 support. What a great area to find that support and bounce, but we're just not seeing it yet. I mentioned last night we had a great combo 13 on the 6 hour, and our 12 hour was at a red 8. So I was basically saying it's getting late in a bunch of these TD counts on the 6 hour and 12 hour. I don't expect the price action to fall through the floor just yet. And sure enough, we had a bounce. This was at 33.87, and we had that bounce because we were running out of these were bearish countdown cycles. These were buy countdowns that were coming to a very good fruition, especially on the 6 hour and 12 hour, those higher time frames. And that basically has played out. We watched our longs and our shorts get tighter. This was a little spread now, much tighter, as both of those were able to increase. And this was basically last night. We saw that triple tap of the RSI bounce. We were watching that to happen. And that MACD rejection, the OBB rejection once again. So all this is still playing out basically on this little short-term area of support we're trying to find. But listen, if you didn't like Bitcoin at $3,500, okay, do we like it now at $3,400? And that's why the volume profile is still so suspect to me overall. Until this volume profile changes, until we get some more bulls in. And the reason is, where are they coming in? Why are they coming in? Where is the value that they're seeing right now in this current price levels? Last thing I want to do is basically discuss, and this is something I've been talking about for weeks. Once we found our support here, let me close my 200. There we go. Listen, we did a descending triangle. We can confirm that this is what happened, in our triangle pattern here. And now I feel we are doing another one, just on a lower frame of price action. And what a descending triangle really is, it's just a continuation of failed bounces. Okay, the ball hits the ground, we come up, we try and keep the momentum going, okay, with higher highs, and we actually put in lower highs, and we are setting up once again for another retest, I feel, of where we have found that support in this 3150 area. Maybe we get that another little bounce again off of that, back up to 36-ish maybe. But we could range here in this pattern all through February. Very tight once again, just as we were very tight here. Okay, lower highs and a consistent area of support between 5,800 and 6,100. Okay, here we could find a continuation of support, above 3150. Maybe we break it one more time, but still hold over the 3K area. Okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is our pattern as we head into February until proven otherwise. Okay, how do we prove this otherwise? Very easily. We break through here and we can't get back up. 3150 was support, now it's resistance. And we go back and we start putting those lower targets from the twos in play. Or we were able to break above our triangle, back test, find support, and re-range higher, okay, trying to get back and trying to retest these areas on a longer thing. This is our next 2 months here in the price action of Bitcoin. Once we break here, I think it'll be pretty obvious what this means. I don't see how we break through the 3K without a major dip to get that rip. Okay, if we trickle down, it's not going to be as big of a rip. And between this and this scenario, on the down, on the up, we could be ranging in the middle as well for quite some time. Remember, February 6th is our yearly anniversary of that big bottoming bounce in Bitcoin. Keep an eye on this time frame here that basically takes us into next week, early next week's price action. So we'll see if this has any yearly effect on any kind of a bounce. We get closer to some sort of a cycle low in the price action of Bitcoin. Keep an eye on the volume, very lackluster, and every bullish pop continues to get sold off. Whew. All right, guys, really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Please give me a follow and a like on Twitter. Make sure you give me a thumbs up on this broadcast if you enjoyed it. Please follow me on YouTube as well. We've got 3406 followers here. Let's keep those numbers rolling. Tell your friends. Lastly here, CoinMarketCap. Keep an eye here on the Bitcoin BTC dominance, 52.9. We're just still in this area where there's a lot of money in altcoins right now. I don't think we're going to anywhere close to capitulation in Bitcoin until we see this dominance up here rising as money capitulates out of alts. 2,000 altcoins, market cap 115 billion. Crypto and Bitcoin's market cap at 60 billion. 24-hour volume 5.9 billion. We've kind of been ranging in that area. It's a little bit higher than we've seen recently, but everything other than Ripple is just kind of farting around. Bitcoin Gold, geez. Ripple, big winner of the day, I guess, right? Bergia coin, I don't know what the heck's going on with that. So listen, Bitcoin ranging once again with a chance to go bullish. A couple coins can definitely ride off that momentum. I guess I did mention it earlier. Where the heck is the XRP? XRP USD. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Haven't looked at this for some time. Pulled it up. Look at this triangle I'd had here. Okay, look at that. Triple bottom bounce. Resistance. I hope you didn't buy into resistance. Okay. Nothing matters until we get over this resistance line. Otherwise, we can just, again, range tight into February. Break above 32 cents. Wow, is Ripple really 32 cents? Oh my God, this thing's way overpriced. And now we're talking break below 27 cents. And that's bad because that basically is this fourth test almost of this area here, failing to hold. I'm not bullish in this at all because we're still ranging. We're just still ranging in this tight descending triangle until proven otherwise. Now the XRP BTC chart actually looks a little better, so you might be able to see that bullish divergence continue. Either way, we see how close that resistance can be, and so far we're still putting in these lower highs all around. Oof. Okay, so with that, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll keep you guys posted on Twitter and stuff. Remember, my name is Big Chonis. These are all my best ideas. I'm a crypto trader, an investor, a mentor, a chart psychologist. I'm also a featured contributor to Bitcoin Live, and I love doing these podcasts with you. Until next time, balcony is closed.